What's up, guys? Welcome to Voicey Here. This is your host, Captain Zach, and today's subreddit is r/IDo. What? I do work here, lady. This has to be wrong. What? No, producer says it's right. Okay, r/IDo work here, lady, and also some stories from Today I Fudged Up that are the top of all time. Anyways, enjoy.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.
This story's called, No, We Won't Help With Your Internet Teeth. I am a third-generation majority owner of a dental laboratory. We make the dentures, partials, crowns, and other things that a dentist puts in your mouth. Not everything. I'm a grown man, 40, with a full beard. Yeah, they don't make fingers. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's this virus going around currently, and our industry is all but shut down. This last week, I had to lay off the majority of my staff, and it was painful. So Thursday afternoon, I grabbed some beers for the remaining staff and we drank a few while we did stuff. Due to our near shutdown, I'm in jeans and a college tee. Our business is not public facing. We don't even have a real sign. Just an awning with the business initials. It's not in a shopping center, just a building somewhere off the main road. This is the scenario Thursday when Karen walks in. She immediately dumps her bag on the receiving bench as I'm getting up from my bench and walk over. Hey, I need y'all to help me. Now, occasionally a person is sent to us for a repair from a local clinic to get something done faster. Sometimes we even have to accept a prosthetic straight from someone's mouth. This is what I'm expecting. Karen pulls a box with that uniquely Chinese blue-yellow gradient packaging and lettering from her purse. I know something is weird immediately. I ordered these teeth online and it says you just need to put them in warm water, but I can't figure it out. Yes. Karen has fallen for some ad on Facebook or somewhere for a new smile at home for only $25. The package inside the box she pulled out even has a fake logo on it from a reputable manufacturer. I will refer to said brand as Quick Teeth to avoid sullying their name. You might even know it. I still haven't said a word. She's still talking. It's Quick Teeth. Do you know Quick Teeth? At this, she opens the box and the most garishly bad bright white monstrosity emerges. It's the same material as those fake vampire teeth we had as kids. It's bad. Yes, ma'am, I know Quick Teeth. We actually sell Quick Teeth. Those aren't Quick Teeth. Oh, they're not? Well, I got a really good deal on them. I found them online. Only $25, but I can't get them to work. You have to help me. No, I don't. You bypassed the whole of dentistry to buy those, and now you're in a dental lab. I am not a medical professional. I can't see patients anyway without a prescription from a clinician, and you don't have one. Go see a dentist. She tells a rambling story about moving soon. Well, I just need something quickly. I know the owner. Is he here? Now, something comes flooding back to me. She knows where we are because she applied to a driver job over 2 years ago. She wasn't employable then, so I forgot her. Lady, I am the owner. Oh, well, you look good. Have you lost weight? I didn't recognize you. No, I'm wearing jeans. Oh, well, when I was 13 years old, I had really bad teeth, and they were so ugly, and I ate so much candy, I had cavities, and I had to see a dentist, but my teeth were so messed up, and they were like, you need to go see this dentist, so I went to see the other dentist, but then they finally helped me, and then 2 years later, I also had more cavities, so I had to go to another dentist, and then I went to that other dentist, and then they said I had to go to another dentist, so I went to another dentist, and then they fixed it, and then 2 years later, I had to go again because my tooth fell out. Like, it was bizarre. Like, I barely pulled, and it fell out. It was so weird. And then I did it again to another tooth, and it kept happening. It was so fun. It just kept sliding out like nothing. And so I had to go to a dentist about it, and they said I had to go to another dentist, and they sent me to a specialist, but I thought a dentist was a specialist, and then they sent me to another thing, and I went there, and then, yeah. Me, silent, staring. Oh, well, I won't bother you anymore. She put out her hand to shake. We aren't doing that. The virus? Exit stage left. I wiped down everything with Clorox wipes that she had touched. Just wow. Man, I was really interested in her story. I wish she continued. This story's called, No, I Am Not Imaginary. I'm not sure if this fits here, but I think that this is the best subreddit for my small story. My father and mother got divorced just after I was born. Both went on to have many children, so I have many siblings. But there is a 7-year age gap between me and the oldest sibling. Because they lived in 2 different cities, more than a few hours apart, I only got to visit my father in the weekends. Luckily, there was a direct bus line between the cities, which I learned to take at an early age. So when I'm around 12 years old, I got off from school a bit early Friday. Instead of waiting for the normal time to take the bus, I called my mom first, and then my dad, and we agreed that I would take the first bus. This meant that instead of arriving late in the evening, I would be in Father City just after midday. So my father suggested that I go to the kindergarten and pick up my 2 siblings from there, since they would be happy to see me early. Both my siblings are girls, so let's call the older one old sister and the younger one young sister. I agreed, and just after arriving in Father City, I went to the kindergarten to pick them up. The first person I see when I enter the kindergarten is old sister. She screams, "OP, I love you!" and runs over and gives me a big hug. And I tell her I'm there to pick her up and young sister. So old sister ran over to get young sister while I start packing their stuff up. Then one of the pedagogues that works at the kindergarten comes out and asks me, "Are you OP and older sibling to old sister and young sister?" I say, "Yes, that is me." She quickly turns around and goes away, but a few moments later, another pedagogue arrives and we have a quick conversation that goes something like this. "So, you are OP, older sibling to old sister and young sister?" "Yes, that is me." "It is so crazy that you are real, that you're not imaginary." Our conversation is cut short by the arrival of my 2 siblings and all the pedagogues at the kindergarten. They look at me, compare me to my younger siblings, and talk about how amazing it is that I am not imaginary. It turns out that old sister and young sister talked about me quite often, but since the pedagogues had never seen me and my father and bonus mother had never told them about me, they kinda just assumed that I was like an imaginary friend, an older sibling imagined by my sisters. So they were rather surprised when I showed up in flesh. Man, that's kind of screwed up. Why would they think that they're making up their older... What? That's just weird. Usually if a kid tells you that they have... I guess kids can lie about having an older sibling if everyone else around them has an older sibling and they just kind of like want to fit in. But still, I don't know. I guess my point is you should probably believe your students if they say they have an older sibling, and then just give them the benefit of the doubt, man. That's what teachers should do. This story's called, Today I Fudged Up. I have officially branded myself as the biggest perv, and I 100% deserve it. This is his now ex-wife. Did he not realize, or is too dumb to remember we share everything, including the same Reddit app? I logged on to see this throwaway as the default login account. I've removed all the personal stories for my family's protection and changed this account's password, although it might be too late and already circulated online. I took a look through the comments and was seriously disgusted by most of the responses suggesting to sexually approach both of us last night, which my sister did mention he tried something in the middle of the night. This guy is incredibly living in another world. I'm only posting this to reassure everyone thinking he got away with it that these types of scumbags do not. I came home yesterday with my sister to pack my crap. I saw his update saying I seemed alright, but I was keeping it in for the next morning. Reason we slept in the living room is because I didn't want him to see my bags in the corner of the bedroom. He came home suddenly before I finished packing. It wasn't fun camping or a picnic. This morning, before he woke up, we grabbed the rest of my stuff and left. I went to the bank and froze our joint account before he irresponsibly starts taking cash out. I'm not seeing him anymore. Going to lawyer up, give away all this Reddit gold to the comments that I feel were actually reasonable, and divorce his ass. Oh, and if you can read this, I've deleted the tracking app. My lawyer will call you to unfreeze your share and take the steps to unleak me from any other tracking apps you might have on me. TLDR, his life is ruined. Yikes. Well, good thing this was found out. Wow. So basically, in case you didn't piece it together, the husband was a big perv in tracking her and her sister and was planning on doing things that bad. This story's called, Today I Fudged Up by Thinking a Woman Was a Boy and Groping Her Boob. Kinda not safe for work, though it happened at work. Obligatory, this happened a little over a year ago, and throwaway because I don't want people on my main account to know what I do for a living. So I work for the TSA. Sorry, that's funny. Not because it's a funny job, but it's just I'm ashamed of being a TSA agent. Anyway, so I work for the TSA, and I have for a few years now. It's a good job overall. I'm underpaid, but the benefits are nice, and I get overtime when I want it. A little over a year ago, during the week leading up to Christmas, we had some really bad weather that delayed all the flights. I volunteered to stay late so that my coworkers could go home to their families. Most of the work was done anyway, so it was mostly just standing around waiting for the odd latecomer. I was working the AIT, the space tube thingy, when 3 passengers came up together, a middle-aged man, a middle-aged woman, and a teenage boy. I figure it's a family traveling together for the holidays, and go about my work. Mom goes through, all is fine. Dad goes through, all is fine. Kid comes up, I get a good look at him. Hoodie, sweatpants, shortish hair, smooth face. I figure he's about 13, maybe 14. I hit the button, direct him to wait with me for a moment, and then gesture to the screen, which lit up on the chest area. I tell him that I have to pat that area down. He's a little nervous. I figure that because he's so young, this is probably his first time getting a pat down. But he says okay, and I start the pat down. I do the left side of the chest and feel some moob, which catches me off guard because he didn't look chubby at all. I move to the right side of the chest and read what's on the hoodie, and it all clicks at once. The hoodie has the name of the local college on it. This is an adult, not a child. He's not wearing sweatpants. She is wearing yoga pants. She doesn't even know the couple that just came through. I look at her face, which is bright red. My hand is still on her boob, and I pull it back like I just got bit by a snake. I immediately call for my supervisor, who comes over and asks what's wrong, and I explain the situation to her. My supervisor covers her mouth, and at first I thought she was absolutely mortified, but then I realized she's trying not to laugh. She takes a minute to pull herself together, tells me to go take a break, and finishes the screening herself. Once that was done, I apologize to the passenger. She tells me that it's fine, that it wasn't the first time she was mistaken for a boy, and she probably should have said something before I started touching her. I leave her alone and go talk to my supervisor to figure out exactly how fired I am. She tells me to calm down, that it was an honest mistake, and that she has my back if the passenger files an official complaint, but that probably won't happen, and I shouldn't be worried. That reassured me for a while, but I still groped a woman and ruined Christmas, so I feel like an absolute monster. I swallow my shame and finish my shift, and then I go into the airport proper to find some food because I just finished a 12-hour shift and there's no way I have the energy to cook. I saw my hapless victim sitting at her gates waiting for her flight. I went up to her again to apologize and saw that the flight had been delayed until morning. It was about 11 at night. I apologize again. She says it's fine, and I ask her if she's planning to stay the whole night. She says she has to. All the hotels in the area are booked. I tell her that I'm getting some dinner and offer to get her some food as well. After all, I already got to second base. I think it's only fair that I buy her dinner. She agrees, and we go to one of the restaurants that is open late, get some food, and start eating. She said she gets mistaken for a boy a lot, and it's not a big deal. I told her about how I had long hair and no beard in college, and at the gym people would frequently walk into the men's bathroom, see me, and do a double take to make sure they didn't walk into the ladies' room. She laughed, and we ended up talking for a few hours before I finally told her that I had to get home and apologized again for the accident. She said that all is forgiven if I promise to take her on a real date when she gets back. I agreed. She gave me her phone number, and I went home and immediately started texting her. We kept talking until her flight finally left, and when she got back, I picked her up at the airport, and a few days later, took her on that date I promised her. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary. She has long hair now. Wow! That's amazing and everything, and I'm so happy for you guys. However, does anyone else find it kind of funny that someone he mistook for a 13 or 14-year-old boy is someone that he took on a date that night pretty much, and a few days later. Oh, that's, well, you're towing that line right there. You're towing it real good. Also, woman and former boy, it is appreciated that you were understanding. I know in a situation like that, it can be awkward and uncomfortable, so we gotta appreciate your level-headed assessment of what had transpired. Yes. This story's called, Today I Fudged Up by Spending the Last Year on Reddit Talking to Myself After Being Muted. Today was the day I realized I messed up by not realizing sooner and just thinking my content was crap. For the last 12 months, I've been commenting on people's posts. I've created my own posts. I haven't had a single upvote or reply to anything. My karma has been at 885 for as long as I can remember, so I just figured I wasn't very interesting. Still likely true. Last month, I started to try and see my own posts through guest accounts and figured out they weren't showing. I could still clearly see my comments and posts on my account. Anyway, I finally mailed the help team and found out my IP was accidentally mixed in with some action to take out spammers. If you can see this, it's all sorted now, and if you can't, I'm still in my own little Truman Show. If you're procrastinating, and let's face it, you are, feel free to go through my post history and verify the lack of any human engagement. Edit, so I've gone from Castaway to a full room of people handing me little arrows. Wilson and I thank you. This is crazy! Thanks to everyone for all the jewels and things I know nothing about. I'll figure it out and pay it forwards. Special thanks to those that are answering my unanswered questions from previous posts. MVPs. Please don't be too sad about this. I find it kind of funny that I've been such an idiot for so long. It's okay, laugh with and at me. Edit 3. Reddit is awesome. I've missed you guys. Don't feel mad at the mods. It's a tough and thankless job. And flutters and bots are a real pain in the AF. It's just one of those things, and I thank them for putting in the hours. I also want to use this very brief soapbox to raise awareness for mental health. Most of us here use Reddit as an escape. Some people here have fewer friends in real life than they do on the net. Make sure each other are okay every once in a while. If someone goes missing, like for more than a month, if you see someone struggling, send them a message of support. Even a stranger can help. I love all you weirdos. No more, I promise. Edit 4. I'm completely overwhelmed by the response and nice feedback. I'm trying to answer all the questions, but it's difficult to keep up. I've created an Ask Me Anything when this all went down. If you relate to any of the topics close to me, like diabetes, gaming, mental health, parenting, etc., then keep in touch. Alright, normally I don't include all the edit stuff just about thank you for the gold and the upvotes and the attention. But given the subject matter of this F-up, it's funny. And if you look, he has 137,000 upvotes on this very post here, and 94% upvoted. So that's pretty cool. Good for him. Makes up for all those months of lost karma.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.